தமிழ் மொழியின் வளத்திற்கும் அதனுடைய பெருமைக்கும் பெரும் துணையாகும். அரிய புத்தகங்கள் மற்றும் ஆவணங்களை மின்மயமாக்குவதற்காக சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழக நூலகம் மற்றும் அண்ணா நூற்றாண்டு நூலகம் இணைந்து புரிந்துணர்வு ஒப்பந்தம் செய்திருப்பது மகிழ்ச்சி அளிக்கிறது. மும்பை ஹோமி பாபா தேசிய நிறுவனம், இத்தாலி நேபிள்ஸ் பல்கலைக்கழகம், மெல்போர்ன் பல்கலைக்கழகம், பெருங்குடி ஐசிடி அகாடமி, ஒன்றிய கல்வி அமைச்சகத்தின் கீழ் இயங்கக்கூடிய மகாத்மா காந்தி தேசிய கிராம கல்வி நிறுவனம் ஆகியவற்றுடன் இணைந்து பல்வேறு அறிவுசார் புரிந்துணர்வு ஒப்பந்தங்களிலும் கையொப்பமிட்டுள்ளன என்பதை அறிந்து மிகவும் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். முதல் தலைமுறையாக உயர்கல்வி பயில வரக்கூடிய ஏழை மாணவர்கள், கூலி வேலை செய்யும் பெற்றோரின் பிள்ளைகள், பெற்றோரை இழந்த பிள்ளைகள், கணவனால் கைவிடப்பட்டோர் மற்றும் கைம்பெண்களின் பிள்ளைகள் இலவசமாக இளநிலை படிப்புகளில் சேர்ந்து பயன்பெறக்கூடிய வகையில் சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழகம் 2010ஆம் ஆண்டு முதல் சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழக இலவச கல்வி திட்டம் என்கிற சிறப்பு திட்டத்தை செயல்படுத்தி வருவதை நான் மனதார பாராட்டுகிறேன். திருநங்கைகளுக்கு சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழகத்திலும் சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் கீழ் இயங்கிக் கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய அனைத்து கல்லூரிகளிலும் வரும் கல்வியாண்டு முதல் இளநிலை மற்றும் முதுநிலையில இலவசமான படிப்பு வழங்கப்படும் என்கிற திட்டம் எல்லாவற்றையும் விட எனக்கு உண்மையிலே மனமார்ந்த மகிழ்வை தந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. அனைவருக்கும் சமமான சமூக நீதி என்ற தமிழ்நாடு அரசின் உயரிய திராவிட நோக்கத்தை உயர்கல்வியில் நிறைவு செய்யும் பொருட்டு சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழக கல்லூரிகளில் 2022-2023ஆம் ஆண்டு கல்வி ஆண்டு முதல் இளநிலை பயிலக்கூடிய மாணவர்களுக்கு சமூக நீதி மற்றும் திருக்குறள் காட்டும் தொழில்நிறை ஆகிய பாடங்கள் விருப்ப பாடங்களாக இடம்பெற இருப்பதை பாராட்டி நான் மகிழ்கிறேன். பட்டங்களை தாண்டிய சமூக அறிவையும் நீங்கள் அனைவரும் பெற இது நிச்சயமாக உதவும். ஈன்ற பொழுதிலும் பெரிதுவக்கும் தன் மகனை சான்றோன் என கேட்ட தாய் என்ற வள்ளுவரின் வரிகளை மனதில் வைத்து உட்கார்ந்திருக்கக்கூடிய பெற்றோர்கள், உங்கள் பிள்ளைகள் பட்டம் பெற்றவர்களாக நீங்கள் ஆக்கிவிட்டீர்கள். அவர்கள் உங்களது எண்ணங்களை வருங்காலத்தில் நிச்சயமாக நிறைவேற்றுவார்கள். உண்மையில் உங்களது பிள்ளைகளுக்கு நீங்கள் தரும் உண்மையான சொத்து இந்த கல்வி எனும் சொத்து தான். இதைத்தான் யாரிடமிருந்தும் யாரும் பிரிக்க முடியாது. ஆகவேதான் பெருந்தலைவர் காமராஜர் காலம் பள்ளி கல்வியினுடைய பொற்காலம் என்பதைப் போல முத்தமிழறிஞர் கலைஞருடைய காலம் கல்லூரியின் காலம் பொற்காலம் என்பதைப் போல எனது தலைமையிலான ஆட்சியின் காலம் உயர்கல்வியினுடைய பொற்காலமாக ஆக வேண்டும் என்று திட்டமிட்டு செயல்பட்டுக் கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். இத்தகைய நல்ல முயற்சிக்கு உதவியாக இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய மாண்புமிகு தமிழக ஆளுநர் அவர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய நன்றியை நான் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள விரும்புகிறேன். உயர்கல்வி நிறுவன வரிசையில் சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழக முதன்மையான இடத்திற்கு வருவதற்கு எனது தலைமையிலான தமிழ்நாடு அரசும் என்றும் உறுதுணையாக இருக்கும். சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழகத்துடைய வளர்ச்சிக்கு உறுதுணையாக இருந்து செயல்படும் இணை வேந்தரான மாண்புமிகு உயர்கல்வித்துறை அமைச்சர் பொன்முடி அவர்கள், துணைவேந்தர், பதிவாளர், ஆட்சி மன்ற குழு உறுப்பினர்கள், பேரவை உறுப்பினர்கள், கல்விக்குழுவினுடைய உறுப்பினர்கள், பேராசிரியர் பெருந்தகைகள், மாணவர்கள், ஆசிரியரில்லா அலுவலர்கள், பணியாளர்கள் என அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள விரும்புகிறேன். பட்டம் பெற்றுள்ள மாணவ செல்வங்களுக்கு மீண்டும் என்னுடைய அன்பான வாழ்த்துக்கள். மேலும் மேலும் உயர்வினை அடைந்து சென்னை பல்கலைக்கழகத்திற்கும் இந்த மாநிலத்திற்கும் நாட்டிற்கும் நீங்கள் தொண்டாற்ற வேண்டும் என்று அன்போடு கேட்டு என் உரையை நிறைவு செய்கிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Let the candidates be now presented.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates to receive the degree of Doctor of Science and Doctor of Letters. Doctor of Science, DSc, Dr. S. Rajarajan. Doctor of Letters, D.Lit, Dr. S.N. Geeta. Dr. S. Muthu. Dr. D. Srinivas Kumar.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the various degrees in the Faculty of Law, Medicine, Science, Management, Sciences, Commerce, Teaching, Arts, Indian and other languages and fine arts who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same and who have been awarded prizes and medals. Madesh Priya gets 3 awards, Indra Priya, Padmavati, Bhupalan, S. Govind Raju, S. Maya Krishnan, J. Jayalakshmi, Sweta Balakrishnan, Hajira Banu, Hilda, Prakash, Vishwanath gets 3 prizes, Aishwarya R, Ansmeri Soni, Melvi George, Deepika, Jayashri, Sivaranjani, Mohammed, Ramya, Harihara Subramanian, Mageshwari, Sri Lakshmi, Aisha, Priyadarshini, Sri Devi Menon, Yalini, Sharmili, Padmashri, Ranjini, Saumya, Harish, Saranya, Pooja, Praveen Aditya, Alina Vinay, Bhuvaneshwari, Raja, G. Reshma, Logalakshmi, Vedavalli, Dilshat, S. Anita, Chandranarsi, Krishnaveni, Saran Pandian, Madhapati Sri Sushma, Suganya, Preeti, Shanmugapriya. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the various degrees in the Faculty of Law, Medicine, Science, Management Sciences, Commerce, Teaching, Arts, Indian and other languages, and fine arts who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same and who have been awarded prizes and medals. Revati N gets 5 awards. Sangeeta A gets 1 award. Haripriya B gets 1 award. Pushpalata S gets 2 awards. Anshu gets 2 awards. Sihamani gets 1 award. Sachin Thomas gets 1 award. Ajit Stanley Moses gets 1 award. Albert Ansel gets 1 award. Santya Srinivasan S gets 1 award. Satyapriya M gets 3 awards. Ashwati A gets 1 award. Tenmali G gets 2 awards. Samira Banu L gets 4 awards. Delonia Pratiksha JP gets 1 award. Vinay Kumar Singh Chauhan Kaul gets 2 awards. Sunaj V gets 1 award. Sankalpa Guha gets 2 awards. Sahiti M gets 1 award. Andrews N gets 4 awards. Abba Mozindar Bora gets 1 award. Preeta Mary C gets 2 awards. Rangarajan M gets 2 awards. Hashmita P gets 1 award. Apostle D gets 1 award. Varalakshmi V gets 1 award. Safiya TA gets 2 awards. Ritika M gets 3 awards. Ummul Fasil DM gets 1 award. Vinnilavu R gets 4 award. Venkama Swarna gets 2 award. Sijil NS gets 2 award. Dapsi Mashat gets 1 award. Muhammad Umar V gets 2 award. Sujata Vinayak M gets 1 award. Susmita S gets 3 award. Ebenezer Jerry Ashirvadam C gets 1 award. Meena S gets 1 award. Kavipriya R gets 1 award. Magdalene S gets 1 award. Shalomi K gets 3 award. Adira S gets 3 award. Deepa Iyer gets 2 award. Lakshmi Priya R gets 4 award. Suraj Kumar S gets 3 award. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Prabhakar K, Pradeep Kumar N, Sundaramurthy Chandru, Anushya H, Babu Kumar M, Manoharan A, Vanitha Murugayan, Janani I, Muthuramalingam M, Shobana Sharma C, Avudai Nayagi V, Rajakumari S, Tulukanam K, Anita K, Sujata K, Ajay Minch, Sagaya Suganya A, Sambat Raj S, Shanmugariya S, Geeta Lakshmi B, Jay Sankar S, Agnes Sagaya Judy Lavanya V, Aziz Unisa PS, Divya Radhi RC, Sahuba Mustak, Dadi A, Suresh Kumar S, Selva Ganapati A, Deeba Matthew, Johnson Savadimuthu S, Kannagi P, Nancy Delilah J, Sumati V, Sriram S, Priyadarshini M, Shantosh Kumar S, Dinagar P, Prasanna Devi M, Vidya Lakshmi K, Arul Roselet Merlin S, Nelson A, Sri Lakshmi N, Satyahu Thereshal V, Jennifer A, Josephine Lissy A, Pauline Mary A, Sri Vidya V, Tamil Shelvi MK, Kanmani GR, Tennarasu M, Divya Devi S, Tilagam M, Palaniyappan P, Maheshwari P, Usha N, Anandakumar I, Bhaskar MS, Leelavadi KV, Srinivasan K. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Sivashakti K. Jasmine Padi, yes. Pradeepa C.V. Sumitra B. Jay Singh Thompson, Ebenezer Joseph, Leelavadi K.V., Javamal Raj N., Devapriya S., John D. Rodney, Fatima Rizwana B., Anand S., Bhuvaneshwari R., Vijay Kumar A., Maria Vinosal V., Reena Priya V., J., Sangeeta S., Pavi Ira, Yamanathan K., Anthony Selvam L., Gomadi Tangakitana B., Nandini S., Tirunakarasu A., Amrita Kumar C., Sharon Tamil Selvi S., Satish S., Balamurugan M., Ami Anzul Shah, Valarmadi B., Priya Jose, Benzi B. Emmanuel, Sudhagar K., Sheikh Najma Nikat, Kandan S., Sasikala A., Srividya J., Indumadi N., Sivaranjani T., Sugandhi G., Sivakumar M, Chitra V, Suresh M, Anju K, Lakshmi Devi D, Yamini B, Shalini A, Ajay Kumar Mishra, Porcherian V, Venkatesh D, Mohammed Ibrahim A, Angel Aidarisi A, Gayatri S. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Bharati S. Arumai Selvan D. Rachana Srivatsava. Muhammad Yusuf. Ramamurthy K. Rajalakshmi P. Amudakala S. Jafar Ali. Arul Hensi Sheila J. Ramya V. Saroja T. Prince Edwin Das A.S. Ganesan M.S. Saumya S. Kamala Rajan P. Ramya Simon. Lakshmi K. Edward Jaykumar J. Mobin A. Gayatri G.S. Anbarasan V. Manoharan E.K. Kala Devi Ji, Gopala Krishnan M, Anita V, Satyaraj M, Selvarani V, Niranjani S, Bala Subramani V, Manju Jacob, Satish Kumar U, Bala Subramanian P, Yuvaraj P, Prabhu M, Damodaran A, Pungan A, Anand Kumar I, Karunakaran P, Gnanamurthy G, Rajendran K, Babu J, Muhammad Ali B, Maya Krishnan S, Navita Gaggara, Divya P, Govindaraju S, Radha S, Surya CP, Krishna Kumar K, Maharaja P, Chandrasekhar V, Ramanathan E. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Bhupati S, Bhaskar V, Chris Felicia S, Ramchandra Kumar MR, Rajesh E, Manikandan S, பழனியப்பன் பி, சுமித்ரா தேவி எம், குழல்வாய்மணி கே, எஸ், அருள்மேகா பொன்ராதா கே, ஆனந்த் ஜே, வஜ்ர விஜயன் எஸ், நாகராஜன் டி, ஐஸ்வர்யா பி, கார்த்திகேயன் டி, பூவழகி ஆர், அகிசியான் இன்பக்கனி எஸ், ஷரீஃப் கான் எம், முருகானந்தம் எஸ், ரமேஷ் ஆர், ஷைனி ஆரோக்கியமேரி பி, சிரோம் ஆர்டி, மோனிஷா டி, கார்த்திக் எஸ், மகேஷ் எம், பிரவீன்குமார் டபிள்யூ, தமிழ்வாணன் எம்வி, சரவணப்பிரியா எம், காசிநாதன் எம்கே, டஃப்னி டிகே, லின்னட் நவீனா எம், மணிவண்ணன் என், ரஞ்சனி எஸ்பி, பத்மபிரியா என், ஜெபல்ஷி லலிதா எல், தங்கராஜ் ஏ, தமிழரசன் கே, அனு ஆனந்தி கே, பாண்டியம்மாள் எஸ், செந்தில்குமாரி எஸ், முகமது சித்திக் ஏ, ஜோயல் சிங் டி, சோனிக் பட்ரிஷியா ஏ, மஞ்சித் குமார் வி, ஹில்டா கே, ஷர்மிளா டி, ராஜேஷ் எஸ், கணபதி என், குங்குமக்கன்னிகா எம், பன்னீர்செல்வம் ஜி.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Rekha G.S., Jayalakshmi K, Kavita R, Delphin Jayamary J, Lokesh Kumar V, Anandan P, Sudha Ravi, Nagalakshmi S, Serian Y, Madhivanan T, Deebalakshmi R, Janaki A, Velu K, Ajira Banu R, Rajalakshmi E, Sita A, Vinod Kumar A, Prabhakaran M, Priya K, Nalusami D, Manikandan R, Logeshwari E, Asha Nancy B, Mullai Nila K, Arul Selvan R, Ahila Narika Melli, Suresh Kumar R, Nandini Devi G, Arifa H, Sophia Imelda M, Brinda A, Margaret Lada Mary R, Sharmila C, Gopalakrishnan B, Sridevi P, Bhuvana P, Jayashree R, Ragini S, Jayalakshmi J, Tangamaladi S, Dinesh Babu V, Vijaya Bharati R, Bala Saraswati K, Amadavalli K, Archana I, Rogini R, Sarmishra Srikantam, Vijaya Bharati T, Radhika M, Divakar M, Sharmila S, Palnichami K. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Hemant G, Suganya V, Nirmala S, Radhakrishnan S, Santosh Kumar B, Divya Bhavani R. Satish Khanna B. Fatima Bushra M. Sangeeta Satyanarayana, Kalpana R. Balaji R. Tanga Rajeswari M. Logesh Babu M. Megreen Begum T.S. Divya P. Anand. M. Jashma P. Pradap D. Ganesh R. Suresh N. Karthikeyan PM. Nimmi PM. Ramesh P. Ramachandran A. Alpadi Srinivas. Sujata M. Ruba Lingeshwari N. Raghunathan R. Harinder Singh. Vasudevan B. Biju K. Usha N. Pradeep Kumar R. Batma V. Ais Parveen X. Ignatius Christie. Saista Fatima H. Pamiwon ZAS. Priya Darshini S. Preethini PN. Jayaveni S. Kamala Priya MR. Udaya Kumar S. Regine BS. Saranya J. Purnima B. Vidya BM. Ram Kumar D. Jayaprakash Priya A. Venkatesh Babu. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Yaram Gautami, Anthony Janila V, Prince P. Clarence, Atul Babu, Jerin Sales T, Venkatatri B, Amir Kushro, Chitra M, Tuyavan G, Meghnath S, Atishwari G, Bhargavi P, Chitra S, Dhanashekaran S, Chermakani P, Jayachandran S, Hakim S, Rajeshwari I, Grace Henna J, Bhanumati P, Renuka Devi, Sujata D, Kartika S, Shakira Fatima H, Bhargavi K, Mohana H, Asai Tambi V, Jonah Jansi Rani G, Kritika G, Shaini Priyadashni J, Shobana R, Pratana Karnaimadi B, Princey Christie A. Raghavendran B, Femina Shiba, Gayatri S, Jayaprasanna S, Hemalata B, Abita R, Yelil P, Padmavati MS, Sujipriya DM, Kartika J, Balaji KC, Sugavanam KR, Vijay Raja R, Brahmanan R, Kalpana G, Damodran R, Visagan S, Priyadashni J, Sudha Balin M. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after the examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Balaji K, Nadarajan C, Narasimhan R, Ramesh Kumar J, Narayanan K, Mageshwari B, Ponnaswamy D, Manjula Niti, Shai Durga Lakshmi M, Charanya J, Balasubramanian S, Rais Ahmad L, Shivashankar R, Karthikeyan J, Dakshayani R, Ramya Raman Suguna S, Kanakadurga K, Anita R, Kalyani A, Rupa CR, Subbarayadu P, Hemadunisha M, Tilakavati N, Ramu K, Kamala Devi M, Venkadesan D, Shelvaraj S, Vasantakumar M, Hannah Catherine K, Meheran K, Batmavati R, Raja S, Akhila Devi Kashimani, Kuppulakshmi V, Satish Kumar V, Sandhya V, Kaliraj N, Fahima Sultana R, Nivedita M, Satish Kumar S, Sambat M, Charumati E, Rajalakshmi D, Annapurani M, Tamilchelvan K, Vijayashree RN, Vedavalli OS, Manivannan C, Shajita Parveen A, Praveen Begum KA, Shankar Babu M. Thank you so much.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Prasanna Lakshmi CG, Gayatri Devi K, Priya TP, Ashok R, Subbu Prabhakaran M, Dinesh Babu C, Annie Beryl Catherine S, Anandan R, Sugandhya MS, Aishwarya B, Naveen Kumar S, Punita T, Kodiyarasi V, Alamelu PL, Sudha V, Ahila Priya B, Devagi M, Lavanya R, Lourdes Mary M, Rajesh D, Rajesh D, Sabina A. Nair, Sangeeta S, Muttalif E, Krishna M, Hemalada J, Mohanapriya M, Shanmugam S, Dayalan B, Usharani G, Amali Venu Priyadarshini A, Saravanan K, Kasar Sultana, Jayanti L, Winmalar J, Tracy T, Minodi J, Edith Herburn Sylvia R, B, Abhinaya R, Priya C, Tangamani C, Rahima Banu A, Bindu A B, Pavitra M, Harikrishnan S, Prabhakar M, Janaki J, Suresh Saravanan NS, Suresh N, Kalpana G, Ramya S, Malarvidi S, Jai Christy Hemama R. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Mohammad Akbarul Khadri, Jagadish, Satyavati, Bharati, Selvi, Ajay Ghosh, Thenmuri, Revati, Bento Devaraj, Senkadir Selvi, Anandaraj, Inna Siraj, Gokul Vigneshwari, Paneer, Prabhakaran, Balaji, Lokanathan, Sanjeev Kumar, Mala, Saravanan, Kalai Chelvan, Kiruba, Chinna Syed Labhai, Aloysius Ben Oliver, Mohammad Shafiq, Dhanashekaran, Mariados, Jeeva, Mini Mol, Chitra, Jyotishwaran, Manoharan, Zodang Kimi, Surya Narayanan, Selva Kumari, Naveed, Shobha Sharma, Shiva Kumar, Adavan, Ilavarasi, Timmy Thomas, Prakash, Vasumati Rao, Salai Sivanama Valli, Gayatri, Josephine Joseph, Minnie, Meena, Maria Corretti, Arun Prasad, Shanmugam, Ignasi Muttu. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. John Bosco A, Sama A, Rachel M. Christolite J.R., Valli N, Muthukumaran R, Chandran S, Nadia P, Shanmugam M.S., Bhavani R, Parvati C, Ramesh V, Preeti Vilma Fernando, Rajiv Gandhi S, Venkateshan L, Devasena P, Saumya S, Princey D, Muthu Murugan B, Saravanan A, Rashmi UP, Pinayagam A, Kavita M, Sultana I, Anju Mary M, Subaida Begum J, Punyakodi V, Loganathan A, Geeta N, Brinda A, Kamu M, Rajalakshmi E, Dorelu M, Srinidhi C, Ravi S, Srinivasan G, Bharati V, Vijayalakshmi B, Jemima Mercy M, Kubendran K, Vijaya Bhavani R, Jayanti S, Mohammad Rafiq E. Jiju Rajashekar, Parveen Kumar S. Daivasigamani P. Pragasam M. Jojan Job, Vikas Michael Godwin, Aspaniza A. Inbaraj S. Saraswati S.R. Sharmila K. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Kurularasan K. Vignesh R. Chandrasekharan A.V. Hema Malini D.K. Saumya M. Rachel Jacob. Devika Rani L. Krishna Priya N.C. Sitara P.V. Uma Mageshwari A. Surya S. Safwan Amir. Vedavalli S. Kalaivani V. Deepa E. Godwin Rajesh W. Sharmila Solanki A. Sangeeta V. Manavalan E. Pradeep Kumar V. Santi K. Tamilarasi E. Mary Nasapriyam E. Hajira Farzana S. Kalpana K. Shanmugam K. Asogan K. Chandrasekharan J. Syed Abudagir S. Venkatesan K. Suresh C. Kalavadi P. Pugalvanan M. Parimala T. Muhammad Ali Jinnah M. Jayanti D. Harini Anandan. Parameshwari M. Jodi R. Sendil Kumar M. Karthikeyan S. Meenakshi J.
Srinivasan K. Subaja D. Bala Saraswati C. Kurinji T. Sangareswari R. Lakshmi Narayanan K. Dhamma Francis A. Yogeshwari S. Rajasegari K. Durai K. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Vijay Lakshmi D, Hussain Khan B, Revati D, Jayaprakash V, David Vincent A, Krishnaveni M, Punita S, Kalaivani M, Bhuvaneshwari K, Kanmani S, Purnachandra D, Kanaga A, Manimegalai K, Padmanabhan M, Gauri K, Josephine S, Bhuvaneshwari K, Vijay V, Theodore Rajkumar A, Malarvidi D, Kubendran P, Sujata J, Vinnarasi D, Baby L, Satya N, Ponmani S, Selvi V, Elizabeth Dorothy J, Shankari B, Padmapriya G, Tembavani K, Kalpana V, Jayaseelan K, Pugarendi S, Satish Kumar K, Mudi Nagendra Nayak, Sandaya K, Srinivas C, Pramila D, Manishri, Ajish Prabhakaran P, Lavanya S, Nishi Gaur, Sivaraja Sundari GT, Gayatri K, Mohan MV, Srivalli Anand N, Durga Devi A, Preeti V, Srividya K, ஞானக்கண்ணு K, Arul R. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the several faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same. Usha V, Bindu P, Kavida K, John Ilavarasu Y, Jamila Taj Ijat, Murugeswari MS, Janani R, Venirastri T, Kavya M, Mohabub B, J, Ranjit Kumar R, Kalaivani K, Hema V, Haripriya R, Anandaraj S, Renilda A, Sridevi B, Satyarajan N, Salma Begum R, Dorji Desiring, Kanmani N, Prema Kumari K, Maria Arul Antoni Bobi B, Kirtana R, Michael Malliga D, Vajda Begum MR, Saravanan S, Farlana Yaman, Vinita KK, Uma T, Vinod Kumar M, Pon Muthuramalingam M, Jaya Praveen J, Tamil Chelvi P, Siva Guru Vignesh B, Sheila A, Nasreen Shuddana K.A., Sandhya K, Shilpa S, Vashugi PM, Srinidhi B, Albon Shah PJ, Monica A, Kasturi Jyoti S, Rajalakshmi R, Bhaskar MS, Venugopalan Nair, Mohammad Abdul Madin K, Abul Hassan M, Shima B, Srividya R.S. Iyer, Sarada C, Shurya Kumar S, Muruga Sankari L, Tamilarasu E. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chancellor, I present unto you these candidates for the various faculties who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the same and who have been awarded first rank. Bhuvaneswari M, Karishma Abhishek S, Amardika K, Bhuvaneswari P, Lakya K, Prabhavati R, Jhansi G, Janani S, Manisha Mary Philip, Divya Ann Shaji, Muhammad Idras Shafi M.A., Abhishek A, Kalaicelvi P, Geetu K. Sunny, Akshaya Priya R, Kavya Sri K, Punidavadi S, Megha T, Catherine Mary Phillips, Kavya S, Emima Evangeline Israel, Kajal S.L., Kalki Silvam T, Santosh Sri S, Harita Raj G, Kiruba Angeline S.J., Krishna Priya B, Yogalashmi A.T., Rupa R, Rajapriya K, Mageshwari M, Nandini K, Hiten Shankar Navani, K. Nandini, Kirtika B, B. Niranjani, B. Hamsini, J. Kirtika, S. Madeshwar, B. Manudesh, K. Dhanalakshmi, Sarmili Suresh, Pooja K, V. Vishnupriya, M. Emmanuel, R. Bharati, S. Hasina Parveen, Aswadi V. Nair, R. Gayatri, Iftigar Sharin H. G. Aparna, Kapaluru Mahalakshmi, G. Deviga Dev, S. Suhasini, Purani Rajendran, Malavika K, Bhumija M.V., Shrestha, Kirtana K, Chandrika Devi A. Chandrika Devi A, Mageshwari M, Janani Kirtana M, Pavitra E, Meenakshi KV, Sushmita S, Safia Begum A, Janani R, Mehtab A, Sneha S, Radhu Gobinath, Madheswaran S, Zulfa Mahmooda A, Sharat Nair VSR, Adib Ahmad B, Adra B, Jennifer D, Devagi K, Faisur Rahman A, Krishnaveni J, Jayalakshmi V, Pavitra I, Sai Lakshmi R, Manigandan K, Joan of Arc BF, Vignesh P, Archana A, Jackson J, Tony Joseph K.A., Saritra S., Yokesh Kumar S., Shivasankar Subramanian, Liani V., Divya R., Surya D., Suryamurthy N., Sonia M., Mahima N., Darshan K.E., Papa Kumari M., Sughana Salim. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, under Law 15, Chapter 21 of the Laws of the University, I present unto you K. Aishwarya and 1,40,730 in absentia candidates who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the several degrees in the faculties of Law, Medicine, Engineering and Technology, Science, Management Sciences, Commerce, Teaching, Arts, Indian and other languages, Fine Arts in the University of Madras. Thank you.
The candidate shall stand and take the pledge. We shall, in thought, word and deed, ever endeavor to be scrupulously honest in the discharge of our duties in our profession, and shall uphold the dignity and integrity of our profession and the honor of our university. We shall uphold and advance social order and the well-being of our fellow members, and shall devote all our energy to promote unity, integrity, and the secular ideal of our country. By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Chancellor of the University of Madras, I admit you to the several degrees, both in person and in absentia, in the faculties of Law, Medicine, Engineering and Technology, Science, Management Sciences, Commerce, Teaching, Arts, Indian and other languages, and Fine Arts, for which you have been declared qualified in this university, and in token thereof, you have been presented with these diplomas, and I authorize you to wear the robes ordained as the insignia of your degree. Let the candidates be seated.
Thank you, sir. In my earlier speech, I said today is the history of the historic university. And it's an example that all the 931 graduates receive the certificates from the golden hands of Honorable Chancellor and the golden presence of Honorable Chief Minister and that of Honorable Minister for Higher Education. This is the first event witnessed in this university so far. Previously, it has never happened. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Professor. Now, may I request Honorable Chancellor Governor to shower his blessings through the presidential letters to the graduates. Please, sir.
Honorable Chief Minister, Tamil Nadu, Thiru M.K. Stalin, Pro-Chancellor of the University and Minister for Higher Education, Dr. K. Ponmudi, Vice Chancellor, Madras University, Professor S. Gauri, Principal Secretary to Government, Higher Education, Dr. D. Karthikeyan, Registrar in Charge, Professor Dr. Ilangovan Vilayachami, Controller of Examinations, Dr. K. Pandya, syndicate members, faculties and staff members, my dear graduates, proud parents, distinguished invitees, gracious ladies and gentlemen, Anaivarkum Vanakkam. In the Sandarbhathil, Indru పట్టం పెట్రూ అనైత్ మానవ మానవి గరకల్కు ఎనుడే நல்வாழ்த்துகள் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். உங்களுக்கும் உங்களுக்கு குடும்ப தினருக்கும் மற்றும் உங்கள் நண்பர்களுக்கும் இந்த நாள் மகிழ்ச்சியான நாளாக அமைகிறது. This day of pride you have earned with your hard labor, with your determination, with your commitment to your goal. You achieved it. And not only you yourself, your family, your friends, but you have made every one of us proud of you. You are now entering into a new phase of life. You will be earning your living, raising your families. Through your service and enterprise, you will be not only doing the well-being of yourself and your family, but you would be doing a great service to the country. I wish you all the best. Friends, always remember you are the graduates of this prestigious Madras University. The Madras University is not only one of the oldest, but this university has a glorious past. Earlier, a speaker, Minister for Higher Education and Pro-Chancellor named a few luminaries among the galaxies produced by this university. This has produced leaders in all walks of life, leaders for the country, leaders in the field of knowledge. It has produced Nobel laureates. Now it is our endeavor to see that we restore the glory of this university. And I am sure you will be able to do so, and you will commit yourself to doing so. I would urge upon all those in the university, teaching, non-teaching staff, all to endeavor towards this excellence and restore the glory of this prestigious university. Vice Chancellor narrated a number of projects that the university has initiated. We are very happy about it. A lot of initiative is being taken to promote Tamil language, Tamil studies, Tamil culture, Tamil literature, old literature. These are worthy of commendation. We are all very, very happy about it. Tamil, as our Prime Minister always says, it is the most ancient living language in the world. It is enormously rich. It's intellectual and spiritual and literary content. This must spread deep and wide. While in Tamil Nadu, we must continue our effort to spread Tamil in areas where it is not yet reached. And our Prime Minister, in the recently held meeting of the Chief Justices and Honorable Chief Ministers, he stressed on the need of using the state language in the high courts, because those who go and seek justice they must know the language of justice. And we have to endeavor our best to see that this language, Tamil, is introduced in the High Court of Madras. Chairman UGC informed me that he is persuading all the law colleges to give their degrees in their state languages. And we would like the law university in Tamil Nadu also to follow the suit and give the degree to the law graduates in Tamil language. Friends, while we are all very proud of our rich heritage of Tamil, I think it is also a time to take the flag of Tamil to areas outside Tamil Nadu. You know, there is a saying that there is a lot of merit in converting the non-converted. Tamil in Tamil Nadu is good, it must. It must spread wide and deep. But Tamil, by virtue of being the most ancient language and rich language, it must spread out to other parts of the country. Prime Minister took the initiative and set up a chair in Banaras Hindu University. It's the Subramaniam Bharati chair for the promotion of Tamil. The higher education, the Ministry of Education, Government of India, at the instance of Prime Minister, is also persuading the states, other states, to include Tamil as one of the 3 languages and give option to the students, non-Tamil students, to learn this language. And in this endeavor, I would urge upon the Honorable Chief Minister that our state government should take the initiative of setting up chairs for Tamil in universities outside Tamil Nadu. The benefit of richness of Tamil must be reaped and enjoyed by the whole country. Friends, we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75 years of our independence. And in this celebration, we are commemorating our forgotten heroes of independence. We are documenting and paying our homage to their great deeds, their heroic deeds and enormous sacrifices. It is their heroic deeds and enormous sacrifices which are inspiration to us, inspirations to us to move forward and achieve the goal, what the country has set for itself in the next quarter century of what is called Amrit Kal, that is golden period. When the country has to lead the world, has to be in a position to be leading the world. And in this endeavor, Tamil Nadu, which has been a progressive state, has a very great role to play. In many areas, Tamil Nadu is way ahead many other states of the country. In the field of spread of education, in field of industrialization, in field of health, this state has done commendable achievements. And it is duly qualified to lead the country. Friends, in this 75 years of our independence, we are also trying to rediscover the forgotten glorious past of ours. This country had a glorious past, not only in terms of cultural and spiritual heritage in the field, but in all other fields as well, all other fields of human endeavor. In industry, we were way ahead the rest of the world. When the British began colonization of this country, that was in the decade of 1750, at that time, the industrial production of India and China together accounted for 73% of the global industrial production. And India's share was about 40% of that. There was no America, there was no Europe. It wasn't very far off in time. I'm talking about 1750. This long period of colonization has destroyed our economy, our industry, our agriculture. And we have been made to believe that we were in a state of poverty, illiteracy, ignorance, all through the ages. Other day, some weeks back, we all felt proud when the Honorable Chief Minister announced in the Assembly discovery, archaeological finding, that in Tamil Nadu people knew the use of iron almost more than 4,000 years before. It is a fact. Our people knew the use of iron thousands of years before the others did. And the iron produced from this area was much better in quality than iron produced elsewhere. In 1840, the leading European company, a iron and steel company, was Sheffield. It was a British company. And they sent 1,000 metric tons of iron to Madras port. They were looking for market, and India was a potential market. And they couldn't sell that iron. And when the question was asked, why is it so? The then governor of Madras presidency gave a reply worth reading. He said, nobody will buy Sheffield iron in Madras presidency because iron was manufactured as a cottage industry. Ramnathpeta, which currently falls in Andhra Pradesh, had the largest smelting and foundries for iron. And not only that, iron was produced at such an extensive scale, but the quality of iron here was better than the quality of iron produced by the Sheffield. So what they did, they sent their team, they learned this, how it is, the formula, technology of it, for a couple of years, and after that, they killed the iron industry here to ensure that they have the market in India. They did in every field. Friends, we were way ahead in technology. Shipbuilding, our Cholas were known for their sea prowess. They have left the mark which is seen and felt even today. And when the East India Company, which was formed in the year 1600, they came here to Madras. One of the first technologies that they took from here was that relating to shipbuilding. Because they were sea power themselves, but their technology of building ship was quite inferior. And one of the problems that they faced was the waterproofing of the bottom of the ship. They had a problem bringing the ships for over long distance. They had to stop in between for repairs. So from here they got the technology. From this Madras presidency, they got the technology and material for waterproofing the ship, bottom of the ship. And then they killed the industry here. In the field of agriculture, there are reports of 1790 They had started colonizing this country in the decades of 1750, even nearly 4 decades of their having colonized, even then 1790. Agriculture of Madras Presidency, the data shows in their report, governor's report shows, our average production of rice was 6 metric ton per hectare. I have been told by the experts and the authorities here that our production here is 4 to 6 metric ton, and 6 metric ton is some parts of Delta region, we get that. It was comparable to rice production in Japan, which was the leading country in the world. But then heavy taxation, control over the land, taking over the land and putting heavy taxation, it killed it. And the story of the killing was conveyed by, in 1804, the then Governor of Madras Presidency, William Bentinck, he wrote a letter to the company headquarters, East India Company headquarters. There he narrates, he wanted some relief. There he says, in the Old English, we rode this country so harshly. We rode this country so harshly through our excessive taxation that people who were once prosperous have been reduced to lamentable state of poverty. Lamentable state of poverty. And he wanted some relief in the taxation. He was told no. Not only that, he was denied, but subsequently they sent a governor, Thomas Munro. What he did, he further tightened the screw. When he came, 35% of land in Madras Presidency was not yet within the taxation control of the state. 35% of land was community land. And the community land was for the community assets. Schools, Vaidishala, Chaitram for the pilgrims, temples, all these institutions were managed through the community land. What Thomas Munro did, he reduced that 35% to 5%. 30% of that land was brought into taxation. And as a result, all these institutions over the years perished. Ironically, we have that man's majestic equestrian statue right on our Anna Salai, imperial on the horseback. This was the man who perpetrated perhaps one of the worst tragedies on this place, people of this place. Our education system, there are reports of the then governor. Of course, the report is from all over the country, all the 3 governors, Madras, Bengal and Bombay, about the indigenous education system. It's worth reading the report. The governor got the report from all the collectors. The smallest district had more than 500 schools. And what were taught there? The subjects taught was literature, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, advanced subjects. And when it comes to astronomy, it was a very, very advanced science at the time. And our institutions in Madras Presidency, they had a seamless exchange with the most ancient seat of astronomical study at Varanasi. Robert Barker, I am telling all these names for those of you who are curious to make a note of it and do the further study. Robert Barker, astronomer, 1772 he came. When British started conquering the territory and colonizing it, they were very much interested in knowing the knowledge system and extent of knowledge that India had achieved. In 1772, Robert Barker came to Varanasi Observatory, very old. He records it was several centuries old at the time. He writes a report about how advanced was the system, their calculation of planetary positions and all, the movement of planets. His report encouraged another professor of astronomy, John Flair, from Edinburgh University. He came a few years later and he has studied at length. And his report is very, very revealing. He says that the charts of the solar system, which that observatory had, dates back to 3102 before Christ. 3102 before, more than 5,000 years since today. And not only that, there he found something very interesting, that in those documents, those planetary positions, planet Jupiter had 4 satellites and planet Venus had 7. Of course, today with modern technology and all, they have many more. But at that time, the world knew only 5 satellites of Saturn. Only 5. And that encouraged Herschel. Those of you who have studied astronomy would be knowing his name. Herschel started looking into the other satellites. And a few years later, 1788, Herschel discovered the 6th satellite of Saturn. And it is named after Herschel. The fact is that 7 satellites was known here already. This has been the rich heritage of ours. They have been systematically destroyed. I would urge upon some of those graduates, those who would be going for advanced studies, doing further research, please take up the subject of studying the status of education, the status of agriculture, the status of technology, the status of industry in the pre-British Madras presidency. And you will get to know how glorious that period has been. I think, friends, as we are marching towards, the country is marching towards the golden age, Amrit Kal, we must march with absolute confidence. Confidence in our past, glory of our past, and a determination to restore that glory once again. And I would urge Madras University to take the lead in that. Friends, those young ones, those who have been graduated today, be confident. You are at a unique epoch of history. You have a lot of opportunities. In fact, opportunities in Tamil Nadu are far more than many other parts of the state, of the country. Take on the challenge, take the risk. Don't be afraid of failure. We have all failed. I have failed, not once, multiple times. But don't let your failure daunt you, intimidate you. Failure gives you the strength. Move on. As the Prime Minister's message to the youth is, compete and conquer with firm resolve. If you have firm resolve, there is nothing beyond you. Remember, great Thiruvaruvar, when he talks about firmness of resolve, is Kuran, 666. Enniye, Enyangu Vidu, Enniyar, Tinniye Rag Perin. If you are firm in your determination, there is nothing beyond you. You will achieve it, I am very sure. My friends, உங்கள் எதிர்காலம் சிறப்பாக என்னுடைய மனமார்ந்த நல்ல வாழ்த்துக்கள். நன்றி.